today I am diving back into some more at Astra. And, well, I think today we're going to get ourselves a space station set up. And that's just kind of one of the parts, because I do plan on getting a tier 2 rocket set up and adventuring to whatever the next planet is going to be that the tier 2 rocket can reach. So, to get started, we're going to need to gather a few materials. Now, in order to get to the space station, we do need a specific set of items as listed whenever we originally went up into space. There was a list of items that we needed to take a note of. And that was 32 dash ingots, steel ingots, 32 of those. We needed 64 iron plates and 32 dash plates. Now, with that knowledge, we should be able to easily pop in and hopefully get there, right? And be able to make ourselves a space station. Now, of course, we are going to need our space suit, and we're going to need some oxygen. But the first thing I want to do is just at least get there and set myself a waystone up. And then, believe it or not, I actually have it planned to build a pretty epic space station. That's at least my goal. So I guess without further ado, let's go. Let's do this. Let's get into the rocket. I already have it all fueled up, and we don't have to worry about really getting out. So let's rocket up to our new space station. My goodness, this is the fun part. Like, I love all the effects and everything that's gone on here. Utilizing the smoke, all the particles, which look amazing, by the way. Just look at everything. Look at our base from the sky. Holy smokes, this looks so cool. And then, of course, once we hit the space, that's when we should be able to construct the space station. I believe is from the new menu. That's going to be so cool. All right. Almost there. And we're almost reaching the peak. All right, here we are. Solar system, and then Earth, and then space station. So as soon as I click this, I believe it'll take us to our space station. We have all the materials, and it should hopefully, I don't know. It looks like we're reaching it. Ah, there we go. Well, let's open this up because there's, oh wow, our space station is already sort of pre-built. We do need to hit spacebar to just prevent ourselves from slowly descending to our death, because that can totally happen. Oh wow, there's already like a really nice area sort of set up for us. How cool is that? There's like a cool little rocket housing. What? I was not expecting that. And then of course punch that to be able to get our rocket, which entered into here. Now, of course, this is where the launch pad should go. But you know what? Instead of using the launch pad, we're going to use a waystone. And space station right there. And this is going to be where that resides. Now, I should be losing oxygen. I should be. Yep, it looks like we are. This drops down. Is there a beacon? Oh no, that's our waypoint. Okay, I was like, what is going on? So this thing is actually larger than I was expecting for a space station that pre-exists. Okay. So up here, how do we get to the outer ring? I guess we just have to jump or super launch ourselves. So this is the outer ring. Wow, this already gets us started on what will inevitably be our space station. These are all iron platings. Very cool looking, by the way. And then there's Earth down below. I unfortunately don't think this all rotates and stuff like advanced rocketry. Advanced rocketry has one of my favorite like space stations where like you can see the Earth underneath you rotating. Of course, this does seem like it is spinning, as you can see by the stars. If you just stop for a moment, the stars are rotating, which can be a little disorienting. I guess that's the one downside to that, is everything can be a little disorienting in that case. But yeah, look at that. So lots of work planned for this thing. I think this is also where all of my globes are probably going to end up. And as you can see, whenever I do use this, it shoots us way up because the gravity is really reduced here. Very similar to the other area. But now that we have this set up, I think it's time to venture into other planets. Actually, we might have to use this space station to venture to the other planets. Now that I think about it, I remember that being a thing that we had to do. So I might need to place this a little further downstairs. Ah, yes. We'll probably place it down here, so that way we have a way of getting back. Definitely. Also, if you pick this up with Silk Touch and you place it back down, it will retain its name, just like that. How cool is that? So yeah, I think we're going to have to use a space station at least to launch ourselves to the new planets using the other ship. So if I place that in there, there's our launch pad. Very cool. All right, so with this in mind, we're going to have to head back to the base and construct ourselves a new spaceship. Now, crafting this new rocket, of course, all you need is the dash, and of course, I did a lot of mining for that, so we had quite a bit of it. It's all going to go just like this, similar to the other rocket, except some of the components just require dash, as you can see here. And the nose cone, and there we go. Tier 2. Ooh. That's so scary. I wasn't expecting that to explode. Oh my goodness. Ready for Mars. Awesome. So now we can traverse Mars. Now, I don't know if we can just launch directly from here to Mars, or we have to use our space station. I remember that being the case where you had to use your space station to get to further planets. Of course, that makes sense, so you don't use as much fuel, right? So if you can launch from the space station, that's going to save a lot of fuel due to the lack of gravity. But with this, we need more than just a tier 2 rocket, right? Because we're going to be fighting tougher enemies. I think we should, at this point, be able to go to the next tier, or do we have to stay with the same tier space suit? It looks like we need Austrium plates in order to go further, so probably not. Looks like we're stuck with the same gear. So we're probably going to need to enchant this stuff and definitely get mending put on it. So now when enchanting, air affinity is one of these things that I would really love to have on this helmet. So you can actually filter the items or enchant that can go in a very specific type of gear. And in this case, I am putting this on a space helmet. I do need protection, just regular protection, I think. So I'm going to put up to 5 levels or 4 levels. I'm just going to go standard on this, and then also mending. So let's also put that on here, and same thing goes for just everything else. Just definitely need to get that mending on there so I can get this gear repaired up. Now, air affinity doesn't give us like infinite air or anything like that, but it does allow us, while we're flying in the air, to be able to break blocks without that like latency, right? Because normally there is a bit of a latency there where it takes a lot longer to mine something while you're in the air, same as like when you're underwater. So in this case, all that is repaired. Look at this. We should be able to get... Oh, I forgot to put mending on our boots. Other than that, I think we're just about ready to go. Now, we're about to go to Mars, I believe. According to this book, yes, we're about to head off to Mars, and we need to gather as much of this Ostrum as possible while we're on that planet. That is our goal. That's our goal, of course, to find the little like dungeon and of course mine there. We should be good now that we have protection and mending. I shouldn't be worrying about really anything on these planets, but just in case, you know, that's there. Now, all we have to do is just make our way to our space station, and we should be able to launch from our space station. How cool is that? So if I head there, and then we go up and around, we should be good. All right, so this is our launch pad, and then our rocket goes on there. It looks much bigger than the one we had, but of course, this is still going to take fuel. At the moment, I have 6 buckets worth, which is just enough. And before we head off, I still need to make myself another waystone. Man, I tell you what, it is still amazing to have a space station. You can look out and you can see the stars spinning around you. And from that perspective, it is really neat. All right, let's now take a trip, right? We have, we're full of fuel. We can hop in. Oh boy. Think we're ready to go. Yep, I'm in my spaceship. The view's all changing. And let's launch. Oh boy. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off. Just something about that. Something about that I love. And yeah, so we are heading from here up to space, and this should be the way to do this. You might be able to get to, actually, I don't think you can get to anywhere but the moon directly from Earth. So I think you do need a space station in order to do this. So I think we're on the right track. We're on the right track. Because remember, there only being Earth as an option. That could be wrong. So now I see Mars, right? So Mars is on here. So we have Earth, and now we have, maybe it's just because we have a tier 2 rocket. That could be honestly it. So there we go. And apparently we can make a space station there as well. I think the only thing that would do would just change the way that looks. We might have to do this. I don't know. Temperature. There we go. Orbit, Mars. Let's just head here. Oxygen, none. Temperature, negative 65 degrees Celsius. That is pretty darn cold, right? That's, yeah. Negative Celsius. Whew. Yeah, that's pretty chilly. All right, so a desolate planet, as you can see here. Very bright, though, compared to the moon, which is pretty dark. All right, so we've landed. And pick up our rocket, of course. We want to take that with us. Now, the sound of this planet is very odd. Very much a windy, rustling sounding planet. Now, of course, I can fly. I do have create a flight. What is this? Conglomerate? You can tell. I have no idea. Wow. Conglomerate. Why can I not say that word? That is literally what it is. Conglomerate. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Well, what is this used for? Anything? Anything special? Let's see. Building materials? Interesting. Oh, it's already dark. Okay. And is that a dinosaur? What are you? No, that is definitely not a dinosaur. That is a Martian raptor. Okay. Let's not attack me. Holy smokes. It drops slime balls. That's kind of interesting, but there's this big old... What is this? Oh, and is that ice? I have no idea. I'm ready to see what this is, though. Some sort of dungeon. Actually, no, this looks like just a regular structure. Oh, but there's blocks of this material in here. This is the material we're after. Ah, there's hidden stuff. Okay. Mars sand. Aquafinity. Interesting. But at least I know there's a full block inside these structures. Wow, the noise of this is a little high. I wonder if this is fixed by turning down the ambient sound. Wow, no, it's just going to be this way. The area over here is 100% snow, though. That's kind of cool as well. Now, so far, the structures that I'm seeing are these right here. Now, I know I can go mining for sure. But these, of course, have blocks located inside them as well. Interestingly enough. Just wonder if there's more to Mars than just this. You know, I honestly think it is, because according to the structure compass, it doesn't seem like there's much here. So I guess the main thing that we need to do here is honestly just mine and try and obtain as much of this material, the Ostrom block or Ostrom material, as possible. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some mining, and I guess it's just we need to try and get quickly to the other planets. I mean, I think that's where the fun's going to be had. So I've now slapped on my night vision to make this a lot easier to see. And there's like Mars ice shard ore, which I was looking through the book, and the book explains this ice shard ore as apparently a way to make cryo fuel, which only requires a single bucket of this stuff to fuel your rocket for its journey instead of 3 buckets of regular fuel. So you don't have to go hunting for oil all the time, which... yeah, it's kind of nice. So this is definitely something worth grabbing. I'll tell you what, these creepy guys, man. This is apparently some of the ore that I'm looking for, though. But look at this. These are gonna bother me. They're so creepy looking. Ugh. But it seems I have found the level for which this ore resides. Very nice. And there's some more down here. And it does spawn in larger quantities than just one ore. I honestly think the best way to find this material is just to go caving. I know this kind of looks like a whole room full of just dirt, but it's definitely full of all this material. I mean, there's really only a couple of ores that I've seen so far. It's like iron ore, a diamond ore variant, and then this ostrum variant as well. And this, of course, ice. That's basically all I've seen. Now, as far as how much of this I'm going to actually need, it's actually quite a bit. And I can already tell, just based on how much oxygen I'm losing, I do have 2 spare tanks, but I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time here, like quite a bit of time, because I've barely collected, I mean, a little over a stack. So, yeah, it's definitely like far few and in between. And unless you fly around finding the towers, that might be a better option because you can just find blocks of the material. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the most common thing in the world. Still think caving, though, is the best way to find it. You know what? Like, we do have a bunch of quarries in this pack. I still don't think that a standard quarry would be like the best way to do this. But the mechanism quarry? Now that would be a really nice tool for this. Definitely. Because you can just place it down and just specify exactly what you want it to pick up. And it's going to just look for that one thing and pick it up. Now that would be the way to do it. So I've been mining at about Y level -9 because that's where I've seen it in the walls most commonly. And I've cleared this whole area out, right? This whole area I've cleared out. And I've maybe found, I don't know, 3 or 4 ore piles. This stuff is not super common. So yes, I still vouch that finding it in the caves is probably the best option. I did some testing here, just so you guys don't have to, of course. And yeah, I found that definitely you're going to find it a lot more common in caves. So mining like this is probably not the greatest idea. I would say even quarrying for it, probably not the best option unless you are using mechanism for it. However, I think I have enough. I think 163 should be enough to not only complete the ship, but especially with the other ore that we've the other blocks that we found, but I also think that this should be able to do the gear and the cryo machine that we need to make the better fuel. So I think we have enough of this material overall. So now at this point, what do we do next? Well, it's all about the adventure, and I have to say I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun, especially with the ability to go from planet to planet, but I think there are some interesting things coming in the future planets. According to this book, right, we're doing all of this because we want to get to the next place, which will be Venus and Mercury. So Venus and Mercury, this is once you have enough ostrum, it says to craft a complete netherite spacesuit set and all the components of the tier 3 rocket, you can travel to Venus and Mercury. But it says, please note that if you enter these planets without a netherite spacesuit or fire resistance, you will die very fast. So yes, the next material that you seek out is calorite. And calorite is used to craft the ultimate rocket capable of traveling to a new solar system. And the new solar system thing I am interested in. So that's going to be something that we work towards. However, this next planet, really the main thing that we have to do is we have to clear this all out. I've got to get all of this smelted up so this doesn't get duplicated or anything. It just gets directly smelted, right? So get all this stuff smelted up just by dropping it right into here. And get ourselves the netherite spacesuit, which is the next one. I got to get it all enchanted. So I am going to get that done. And you can definitely see the spacesuit here. So let's see. This is going to be the tier 3 rocket, which is just the same components, right? It just requires the ostrum plates and so on and so forth. But the netherite gear is something we've been looking at. It's going to require base netherite, which we have plenty of, some orange, but as you can see, just plates sort of intertwined into the same sort of thing that we have already done for our regular spacesuit. Looks like also some dash in there, which is kind of cool. So yeah, and then there's a jet suit. Like all of this looking pretty cool. And there is a way of storing power called an energizer. I'm assuming you can use a solar panel to power your energizer, which could be used to power the things such as your jet suit. However, we have creative flight, so we'll see how that goes. So let's take a look. I can probably go ahead and get the fuel crafted up while we're here. So the cryo This is going to require some of the plates. Now I'm going to go ahead and craft me a hammer here. I love how we're using a hammer to smash a material that I would guess is harder than said iron hammer, but there's not like tiered iron hammers or anything like that. Let's go ahead and make the cryo. We're going to replace our current setup for that fuel. Let's see, it requires a regular bucket. Might as well do some craft. I know I skip a lot of crafting. I don't know, let me know down in the comments below, by the way. Do you enjoy seeing a lot of the crafting happen? Like, I don't know, what's your thoughts on that? Do you really enjoy that? You know, I would love to hear. So let's go ahead and remove this. And I believe this still gets power. Yes. Okay. And then we need the crystal shards. Now, is this something that breaks and turns into an item? It is. Okay, so we need to place some down and then break it into shards and then take our shards and put the shards in here, and that gets turned into fuel. Ah, we're gonna need a little bit of it, it seems. Yep, because one bucket of this holds 3. One bucket should fuel our rocket in comparison to the 3 buckets of our other fuel. Now I'm working on crafting up this gear, and interestingly enough, because this particular, like all the netherite gear that I have has stuff on it, like insta health and things like that, like insta health 2, which is provided. It actually carries over to the gear. That is really cool. I was not expecting that to take place, but it totally does. So I guess we get a little bonus there. So with my suit complete, we've gotten beat the heat. And I also noticed, by the way, it carries over the enchant. So like this one already had protection and higher tier unbreaking on it. But I think this full set is going to be pretty ridiculous. Not only because we get a speed boost, it's almost as good as the set we have, especially once we socket gems on this thing. Whoo, this will be something else, that's for sure. Especially when you combine that with like mana regen and everything. We might be sticking with a spacesuit, like through in-game. This is insane. So all I have to do now is slap on some enchants. I still can't believe like putting all of this on there only costs like 17 levels. Yeah, it's really absurd. Now, I don't even have a heart gem or anything like that, a heart necklace on to give me even more hearts, but we're already pushing purple hearts at this point. Yeah, so with all this gear, I think we're going to be able to survive the next dimensions. Now, getting to those dimensions, I still have to craft up the spaceship. Now that I have all of the stuff crafted up for the nose and everything like that, we should be good, right? This goes here, here, and then the rocket fins. And it gets me every time. And there we go. Prepared for danger. And yeah, the rockets do seem like they're getting, yeah, a little bit more spectacular every time I craft one. I will admit, on this cryo freezer, it does take a lot of energy, it seems, to do each process. It feels like it's capping out my power somehow. But yeah, as you can see, it is slowly producing, and it does use a lot of the ice shards. I've used over a stack now. It was like a stack and a half just to be able to get 3, it looks like 3 buckets worth. But remember, 1 bucket is all it takes of this fuel to get to space. So I think we're about ready to go to a new dimension, especially with this gear being as good as it is. I am really looking forward to, I guess Venus is next. Houston, I think we have a problem. I have a bad feeling about why I'm up here. I can move while I'm in flight, but as soon as I'm out of flight, oh no, in this particular gravity, I think the negative total entity gravity that I have on my gear pieces here is causing a bit of a problem. I have a bit of floatiness where I am just floating right up. Oh no. Oh no, this is not good. I hope it doesn't affect me on the other planet. However, I can stop it by just flying, which is a thing. Not exactly what I want to happen, but seems like it's a thing. Okay, well, that means I should shift right click this, put 1 bucket worth of cryo fuel in there, and I think we should just go. We just go, just test this out. I have a waystone. Thankfully, hopefully we don't float away. I really don't want to float out of space, like out into space. That'd be horrifying. Very much so. Oh boy. So here's where we get to pick. Oh boy, I see Venus and Mercury. So it needs a tier 3 rocket. Do we go to Mercury first, since Mercury is right there? It's closest to the sun. I think we go Venus because Venus is closest to us, and then Mercury would be last. Yeah, let's go Venus, then Mercury, even though it seems out of order in here. Okay. I would prefer not to build a space station next to the sun, so let's just go. Yeah, that's a really stark temperature change. 464 degrees Celsius is quite the temperature. Yeah, I would assume we would just burn. We wouldn't even have to think about it too long. Like we wouldn't exist for very long. All right, so I'm gonna give it some breakage here. It doesn't look like the view distance is very far. We were way up here. Gravity seems totally different. Like even we descend a whole lot faster. Okay, we've made it to the ground. Here's the thing. Do I just float up? Okay, good. Gravity it seems to be a bit stronger here, so we might be actually benefiting from our current gravity situation. But it's still just as noisy here as it was on Mars. So, whoa. What is this? And what do we have here? Do we have Venus people? Venus peeps. Oh my god, that is adorable. They're doggos with one eye. You guys are adorable. They're Figro. Figro. Right? Figro people. How are you guys? Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Now I need to get up here. And I guess I can just walk right in, right? You guys are just chilling. Why would you build your floor like this? Oh, you didn't want me to open. Okay, I'm sorry. I must annihilate your people. I am so sorry. You were cute, but also very aggressive. Honestly, it wasn't really worth opening the chests, really. I won't do that again. There's no real reason, I don't think, to open the chest. I'm so sorry for that. Yeah, it's like you got floor missing for whatever reason. Your floor is missing. Yeah, I mean, normally that loot would be really good early game. But at this level, it is not that great. I wonder if you can just take this over. It's almost like they did come from the nether. These are definitely Hoglins. Ah, there's a lodestone. I would open that chest, but no. Interesting. Okay. So these are the people. I wonder if trading gold to these guys works similar to how gold normally interacts with them. I'm not going to test that out right now. So what I want to do is I want to continue to adventure across this land and see if there's anything worth looking at. Man, we definitely glide through the air. Ooh, okay. So there is another one. Yeah, these are these are definitely reskinned piglins. You know what? I'm gonna look. Hey, do you like the gold? How about that? Nope. Oh, it does work. It does work. And one of them picked it up, I'm sure. Okay. I'm sorry. I just ended that guy's whole career. I'm so sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. Yeah, just cobwebs. This is a good source of cobwebs, but I could probably just make cobwebs, right? Yeah. Huh. What is this all about then? Oh! Okay, these are some guys. Oh no, that's such a cool model. And they're tanky. What do you drop? They gotta drop something. Seems like every mob has dropped something. They drop rotten flesh and leather. Okay, well, that was nice of me to just ruin their whole day. Oh boy. All right, well, since I'm making my way down here, I think we're looking for a very particular ore, right? The calce ore? I think it's what it's called. Or calorite. Yeah. Calorite. That's an ore we're after. Oddly enough, it seems to spawn pretty high up. We're at like Y level 53 and just found it up this high. It's probably because it generates all through the different heights. So we might find it when we go a little bit lower. We'll see. Yep, and just like the other ores, it seems like the best way to find this is caving for it. Yep, pretty much the same premise. Just got to run around and hope that you find some. It seems like gold ore is found here. There was iron ore on Mars, and diamond on Mars. It seems on here there's a lot more gold, so definitely more piglin themed. Totally makes sense. Yep, especially with the temperatures being as hot as they are here. It's insanely hot. I wouldn't be surprised like if our gear just would slowly take durability damage. I feel like that was the case in Galacticraft. I think there was like mechanics where your gear actually took durability damage, along with, of course, your oxygen depleting while you were on these hostile and uninhabitable planets. So because I haven't found a whole lot of caves, I've just decided to, well, go about it with this method. Seems like my pick can definitely mine a lot more efficiently in a 3x3, a lot quicker than if I had a full 7x7. And it seems like that may be the better option in my case. I'm just like ripping through the ground here. It's just, yep, and I've been doing this for a little while here. I just came across, by the way, this right here, Infernal Spire blocks, which looks an awful lot like ancient debris, but also just has no use other than it seems just decoration. This is out of all the mining I've done so far, this is the first time I've seen this material. However, I have noticed, like up top, like if I build a little higher up top, I have noticed occasionally there will be like basalt and blackstone in the roof. Like I think I found some back here somewhere, odd, way back here, because I've been mining for a little while, as you can see. Just yeah, just a little while. It keeps going. Don't worry, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. Yeah, forever and ever. Now I think I've gathered a lot of the materials required to get to the next rocket tier. However, there's still another planet on this particular tier that I want to test out. So let's go ahead and set this here, and then we need to head to the space station because we have another I love how they float up. We have another place to visit, right? So let's pull back out our rocket, place down the rocket, and then of course shift right click. And I still have 2 more buckets to see. 1 bucket just works. And let's try this out. Let's go ahead and rocket off. I still have just enough oxygen, and I have 2 reserve tanks, which is really nice. I did try one of those reserve tanks out, and it did fill a 50% of my oxygen back, which is quite a lot. So, and lasts quite a while. So, I'll see you when we're in space. All right, so we're still in our solar system, but this time we're going to hit up Mercury, and I wonder if Mercury has more to offer. Now, I noticed there's other planets here, right, that we can't access, and I almost wonder because we need the other tier, but it did say we can access other galaxies, right? That's kind of cool in itself on the next tier, and that's kind of what I want to get to. So Mercury. Yeah, Mercury is this planet right there. So we should be able to travel here, and I'm assuming we're going to be getting the same materials out of that that we currently have on us. Oh boy. And there we go. Quite the suntan. Oh boy. Before the ground loads in, I want to make sure that I'm slowing down. We are 300 blocks above. Oh, now this is a very interesting landscape. Please do not throw me right into lava. Whoo! That was a close one. And, okay, in this planet we do float up, so I've got to be careful. I've got to be careful, and I have to use flight, because if I don't use flight, I'm literally just floating up due to the lack of gravity, and it seems like it just accelerates more and more. But this landscape is pretty cool looking. Mercury iron ore. We have tons of lava here. Holy smokes. This looks quite awesome. I wonder what it looks like without night vision. I bet it's even cooler looking with it being dark and everything. And there's the sun. Just, I feel like that should be bigger though, but maybe that is to scale. I don't know. That just, I feel like with as close as we are, the sun should just be this looming huge ball that's next to us. So honestly, with the night vision, it's not that different. It doesn't honestly look that much different. I kind of like it better with night vision on, as it gives it a little bit more color. So what's it gonna be like mining? That's what I want to know. Well, first of all, I've got to stop. I got to stop floating up. That's probably gonna make mining incredibly difficult. But this material seems a lot harder to break than what we found prior. Seems a little bit harder to break, but it could be because I'm also still flying. This is almost impossible with this gear giving us gravity to mine in this dimension. But wow, this place is absolutely beautiful looking, especially with all of the different basalts and blackstone and gravel and everything mixed in. The underground parts of this, pretty cool looking. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be finding a whole lot of the ore on this particular planet. Yeah, the ore is going to be a little harder to spot compared to our last planet, compared to Venus here. This planet is absolutely inhospitable. Like, it's just not going to happen. But with that, I think it's the end of today's episode. Yep. I hope you enjoyed. Of course, next episode, we're going to be diving into more of this mod. We're going to be getting unlocking the last tier of the rocket. Let me know down in the comments, by the way, if you are enjoying this, if this is something you like seeing, and of course, what you would want to see here soon in the future, because of course, more videos going to be coming soon, and I hope you guys are enjoying these. Guys, let's head back to Earth and thank the supporter of today's video. And that amazing thanks is going to go to HQM over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member and supporting this channel in one of the best ways possible. And of course, guys, if you're interested in joining the Discord, discord.gg/ChosenArchitect, or you can find the link down in the description below. I really appreciate you guys. Be sure to check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/ChosenArchitect, where I would love to see you guys in chat and hang out there. It's absolutely amazing. And I have a lot of fun over on Twitch, so I'd love to see you. And of course, guys, be sure to like this video and give this video a good old click on that subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.